Greetings, dear, precious, magnificent, beautiful soul that you are. Yes, I know who you are. I know who I am. In that sense, it's beyond definition. We feel, we know. And my topic, the problem is an identity crisis. That's the only problem, is an identity crisis. That means to not know who you are. And it is, knowing is not a definition. If you use words to define who you are, that's not you. Just like people say, oh, my child, yes, they're in this place, they won this award, or they're in that school, or they did this, they got this much money, so they got it. Really? These are letters, these are words, and that's you're taking material things and putting them on another as to their value. The person's value has to do with numbers and counting and stuff and things and being successful, as you have people have been taught to be. Yeah, go along to get along. It's like, so it's very interesting too. If you watch old movies and movies anyway, I don't go really, that's not my thing, but sometimes you can see, you know, when you like something, whatever, and you can see the predictive programming in it. That's being the program, the hypnotic trance, or the statement, or the belief system that's being put forth through that medium, because then people identify with the characters and then take on those qualities, in a sense. Yeah. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you're doing it automatically anyway. So when you know what you're doing, you can maybe enjoy the story, but you don't take on the beliefs if you could protect yourself from that. But here's the identity crisis, is that when I don't know who I am, then I take what other people tell me I am, or I'm listening to the mind, or what I've seen in movies, or I read in books, or the neighbors, or any of this. I start trying to put myself together to take my show on the road, so to speak. And that's what teenagers are trying to do, trying to fit it. Well, who am I? What do I do? And all this. Because trying to make it, trying to be successful or not successful, or, you know, all of this. And so going to also an electronic media, I know we're using this now, but people are so absorbed sometimes in that process that they are not living actually in nature, in a natural existence where they can tune into who they are. They're tuning into other frequencies instead of their own natural vibrations. And there's a difference between frequency and vibration. If you can measure it, it's not you. If you can define it, it's not you. If it's a concept, it's not you. And there's an interesting thing with an author. Authors have pages, and pages have chapters, and chapters actually are in covenants or witchcraft. It's very interesting when you start to notice more and more of what the language is telling us as a hypnotic, subliminal hypnotic tool of mind programming and indoctrination, where we as creator beings are focusing on and therefore manifesting and calling it, in a sense, natural disasters, or whatever you want to call it. And each of us is in our own world, so to speak, our own reality, and what we can do is in a moment transform our reality from one, not of from hell to heaven or heaven to hell, but from the natural, from the artificial to the natural, by our identity having nothing to do with the outer reality or anybody else's opinion or their thoughts, because they're being generated from, that's why people are always judging each other, and or criticizing each other, or envying each other, or actually basically hating each other, because we've been set up then to misidentify ourselves as the physical body, which that is not who we are. So we misidentify ourselves as a physical body. Though that's an identity crisis, because that body is going to suffer. That body could die. That body could do this. You can't in who you are. So for me, the wise, intelligent thing is activate my spiritual body. Because as my fully activated spiritual body, I'm an eternal being now. Now. And now. So that's it. So the only problem is an identity crisis. And then with an identity crisis of the false ego and the body, you're always in crises. Crying seas of tears, you see. So, drop that false identity and know and be who you are beyond all labels and suggestions and words and spellings and concepts and beliefs and blah, 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 blah. Right now, where you